ايدك اليمين على الارض قدام الجيش هي
搭乘着以色列国防军的武装直升机降落在我身后的中心附近的一个停机坪。我们在现场看到，在现场等待就绪，工作人员呢也在被劫持到了加沙地带。那据我们了解，霍氏来到了这里，等候霍氏人员的归来。张宇，以色列佩塔提克瓦报道。
Terrorists infiltrated into the kibbutz itself. This is the house of Bin Haddad. On his way back, he noticed several terrorists that were right over here. It's a symbol in the kibbutz. You have kids inside, the mothers and the fathers run around with it, but it's holding shells.
Murdered, especially in this.
Inside them in order to breach doors or windows. And this is the insignia of the unit, yes, sir.
There were dozens of. Is that they were murdered, especially in this.
Inside them in order to breach doors or windows. And this is the insignia of the unit, yes, sir.
There were dozens of.
The campaign to end Hamas and bring our hostages home will resume immediately with the end of the hostage release pause. I'm not going to speculate, obviously, about the exact operational movements of our troops and the continuation of that strategy, but Hamas is on notice. That option for an extension is open. We want to receive another additional 50 hostages beyond tonight on our way to bringing everyone home. And as soon as that framework expires, Israel will continue with full force towards those three objectives: eliminating Hamas, making sure the Gaza Strip can never be a security threat to Israel, and releasing all the hostages. It is, of course, Israel's military pressure that has brought Hamas to bear to agree to release those hostages. We've had it begging for a breather because it's been clobbered over the last month, and that pressure will continue until we get everyone home. And then beyond, to continue to remove Hamas from power.
Tomorrow the suspension of operations will end. Perhaps it will last a few more days, but we have to start thinking, how do we continue the political process from today?
I call for an extension of the pause. This would allow for much needed relief to the people of Gaza and the release of more hostages. We are concerned about the potential escalation of the conflict, and therefore our message to Iran is that they should rein in their proxies. And of course, what we have seen, drone attacks on ships, on U.S. forces in the region, but also attacks on commercial ships, is of great concerns and underline the importance that Iran actually really don't use this situation to turn this war into full-scale regional conflict.
راكب 10 شيكل ما حدش يستغل حدا والله مبسوطة صحافة.
We really want to get north. We're waiting for clearance to go through the Israeli controlled zone north of Wadi Gaza so that we can get into Gaza City and up to Jabalia to provide assistance to people who've been living in the most desperate and dangerous conditions up in the north of Gaza.
الورقة والله يروح يستلم. لا الورقة ما بتلاقيها. هذه الهويتين تاعت النسوان اللي تو الهوية الأخيرة.
River to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea.
We want all hostages back home now. So whatever it takes, and as long as we keep on getting them back home, I want the ceasefire to continue, and I want to do whatever is needed to have all of them back home.
You know, when you strike deals when you have some mutual interest, and as long as Hamas has an interest to get ceasefire because of military pressure or other reasons, they will be paying for that, if you will, with hostages and to get the ceasefire. So I'm optimistic it will be extended, at least for now, as long as they can provide the hostages back.
We're about 70 kilometers as the crow flies, and we're driving. I personally was never for the ceasefire or for the hostage deal that has been struck. I believe that we should have held out for an all or nothing program rather than splitting it up into different types of hostages. I believe that we need to understand the mentality of the people who we are supposedly trying to deal with. And I think that over the past 3 days, everyone has come to notice that the other side doesn't hold up to their side of the deal completely. I think that we're being maneuvered into a position which is favorable for them. And like all conflicts, if it's favorable for one side, it's unfavorable for the other side. And I think we should have pushed hard and held out for a better, more complete deal.
מתנצלות נשים עושות מהפכות.
I'm against all violence, and I really hope that there will be ceasefire, and I really hope that it will continue to be ceasefire, because violence is not a solution for anything. I mean, I know that those terrorists are like horrible, like they are. I can't even say they need to. Of course, personally, they need to be punished, but not all the other people in Gaza need to be punished.
אני קשור לאיגוד מרכזי הסיוע. אני יודעת. הפוליגלים. הפוליגלים לא זל בכלל, והם משתמשים חנוך יותר.
לא מבינים באמת